sandals on the way I'm sliding up. I won't join no gang cause I speak truth and I ain't slime enough. I can't kill my brothers, we the same, it's just not adding up. Esau he a killer, genocide he keeps attracting us. Most I say be fruitful, multiply so we be adding up. Compare his seed to the sand of the sea, we deep so you can't add us up. My people they got hate inside they heart, they wanna paint us up. Grew up in a red zone, blood tears, I see red flags on us. This world be killing me with lies the way they capping on me. Like these publicans, they coons and seeing the way they taxing on me. Prove what you say, the evidence, show me the facts, lil' homie. Don't hold your tongue, just bring it out, what's on your mind, lil' brody? Riding on 4 Giottos, bougie, how we sip Moscato. Feast days of the Lord, champagne be rainy poncho. Salvation of the Lord's people, come on, we need that pronto. Wisdom, yes it bring riches like we just won the lotto. Keep these commandments in the faith, my brother, that's the motto. Most how humble you quick, boy, if you think you macho. Israel we poor, but we rich.
It's not beautified in the white man neighborhood. It's not beautified in the Asian man neighborhood. They do not walk around with weapons, man. Some of us gotta carry a weapon, man. We live in the hood, man. We shouldn't have to do that to our own brothers.
And towards the wife of his bosom.
And who got a higher domestic violence in the world? Who pimp their women out? Who call them hoes, sluts? Who take their virginity and leave them? Who beat them? Argentina. You understand? Papa was a Rolling Stone. That's not normalized in nobody else's neighborhoods but ours.
It's glorified.
It's glorified. If you go to an Asian school, and it's Father's Sunday. And then you go to the so-called black man's school and it's Father's Sunday. 4 or 5 fathers show up. In the Asian school, everybody fathers show up. But in this community, it's like, oh, this is normal. But in that community, they're like, yay. But this switch position, they're gonna be looking at y'all like, your father, where's your father? Is he dead or in jail? What the hell? What happened? How did that happen? It's not normal. It's normal over here. My dad dead or in jail. Shit, I'm living, you know. Nigga, he wanted to be in your life. What the hell?
And towards the remnant of his children.
And toward the remnant of his children. He will have an evil eye towards his children too. But how is his eye going to be evil towards his children?
Which he shall leave.
Which he shall stay and raise.
Which he shall leave.
Brother, who's the identifying brother? Who is that talking to? Who characteristics is that explaining? Who detailed down to the T is that identifying? Huh? So far on, who is the Lord talking to? Get Job 30 and 30 for me real quick. Isaiah 54. Deuteronomy 28 and 47.
God, this is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse number 47. Because thou servest not the Lord Yahweh, thy God, with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Who?
Thine enemies.
Hey, brother, who do we serve? Who do we serve? Who do we give taxes to? Who do we give all our money that we get? Every time we get some money, we give it to the white person. In every nation. Now, First Maccabees 3 and 10 approved that. You understand? Continue.
God, serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
Hey, brother, if you want to go buy a shirt, where you got to go?
Any place.
You go to any place. Who own it?
Whites.
The whites own it. And I got a fun fact for you, brother. Even if a so-called black man own it, where he getting the material from?
White.
And where do we got to pay taxes to?
White.
So do he own any goddamn thing?
No.
Like, you understand? He don't own nothing. You a wise fool. You understand?
Nope.
Yeah, I own my own stuff.
I'm an Israelite. I'm a
Judah. I'm an Israelite. They can call me American content creator. Continue on that.
It reads, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Now this is not a physical destroy. This is a mental destroy. That's why Jeremiah 17 and 4 said you're going to be discontinued from your heritage. Now we got us wild niggas running around who don't know nothing about themselves. That's Isaiah 5 and 13, Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So if I put a chain on your neck, I got that Willie Lynch letter. I wish I brought it out here. I'm gonna start bringing it out where they beat the so-called black man and they I want to say mantle, but masculines. So like emasculate. So like I feel like a better term. So they emasculated him and they made him feel like he was nothing.
When you Google yoke of iron, it just popped up as slavery.
So now you got dumb niggas who don't know anything about themselves.
What was the yoke of iron? You can read it.
28 verse
It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse number 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
And in want of all things. Get Amos 6 and verse 14 for me real quick so I can prove to you that this enemy is a human being. You understand? It's not the spiritual demon Satan. At the end all be all it's him, but he's gonna manifest himself as a human, as a nation, as a people. Amos 6 and 14.
It's the book of Amos, chapter 6 and verse 14. And it reads, "But behold, I will raise up against you a nation."
Hey, what?
A nation.
So the Lord raised up a nation against us. What does that mean? Is that your friend who you raised up against you?
O house of Israel.
Oh, who?
O house of Israel. Saith the Lord, the God of hosts, and they shall afflict you from the entering in of Hamath unto the river of the wilderness.
So afflict doesn't mean they're my friend. You understand? Who afflict us? You don't even know who afflict us. The white man afflict us, the Asian man afflict us, the European man afflict us. Let me tell you something. You go the Arabic, go to your own neighborhood. Go to the gas station. Who in the gas station? Who go in there and buy everything out the gas station? So who taking the money out the community? Who licking the wounds? The dogs licking the wounds, man. Continue on that, because I gotta make a point. Jump back to 46.
God, verse number 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign, and for a wonder upon thy seed forever.
So these curses are going to be upon us to identify us. Continue.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, and hunger.
Where you going to get your food? The grocery store. Who owns the grocery store?
A white person.
The white person, you understand? And if they don't own it, where the hell they getting the food from? Who is legalized to go fishing? You got to get a license to go fishing. You got to get literally a license to cast a net in the water, to hunt, to do all these things, you understand?
I know, my pop got one.
Right. It reads, in hunger.
In hunger.
And in thirst.
And in thirst. The water is free. It fall out the sky. You got to pay a water bill. Huh? Make that make sense.
Bro, the water is free. You can go drink that water right now.
You can, but you got it's not gonna. But listen real quick. Listen real quick.
You pay for water to get from there to
All right, that's true. But listen real quick. If you put a bucket down here and let the water fall into the bucket, police coming up, you're going to jail.
Yeah, you can get fined for that.
It's like if I got a filter on my house and it's raining and all the water is going into a filtrated system and they pull up to my house. Oh, where you going to jail, my boy? You ain't paying this water bill, my boy? Yeah. It's time. You about to pay some type of way, my guy. Okay.
They forcing you to use their dollar.
Yeah.
Slavery.
Continue.
Reading on, in hunger, and in thirst, and in
I already made
nakedness,
my nakedness point.
and in want of all things.
That certificate, license, birth certificate, passport, ownership of anything, LLC. You got to get everything that you want. You got to go through the white man to get it. The white man don't own it. He don't own a Social Security card. And if he do, he probably barely use it. The elites don't have a Social Security number. A Social Security number is a prison badge. It goes to show you that everything that you work, all the funds that you make have to be identified and documented on history, on their system, so they can show, oh, this nigga make a certain amount of money. Yeah, let's take taxes from this. It's a good Samaritan, you know what I'm saying? You can drop that. Get 68. Get Judah 5 and 11. What I had you holding? 28 and 68. Get Judah 5 and 11. I'm gonna let your voice.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Now this is the nail in the coffin right here. You understand? This is the nail in the coffin because anybody can say they kill each other. Anybody can say that they lead their children, which they don't. You see the white man walking up and down here. He got his wife with him. She be by herself, 3 kids behind her, wagging her tail. You understand? Looking for the next nigga that's gonna pay for her little puppies. You understand? And he's somewhere dead or in jail. You understand? But on a high level, look, right in front of your face. Where daddy's at?
Damn, the Most I made that metaphor.
Where the daddy's at?
Lord manifested that.
Where is the man figure in the household? Huh?
They got their family right here. They got their family.
Yeah, it's one right on the bench.
They all walking around. They all sitting down with each other.
Ages.
And nobody died.
Where's our leadership at? Right, get Deuteronomy 28 verse 6. So he said they're going to bring him to Egypt again.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 68. And it reads, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
And Egypt have a meaning. I mean, Mizraim between the rock and the hard place, you understand. But we're going to explain to you what the region, Revelation 11:8. Bring out Judith 5 and 11.
It's the book of Judith, chapter 5 and verse 11. Therefore the king of Egypt rose up against them and dealt subtly with them, and brought them low with laboring and brick, and made them slaves.
So Egypt, when you read the word Egypt between Mizraim, between rock and a hard place, so like get it out, you understand? So it means between the rock, if you stuck between the rock and the hard place, can you get out?
No.
So that means you in what? In bondage, captivity, servitude, slavery, you understand? But this time, it's not going to be the physical land Egypt this time. It's going to be another place that's going to have the same spirit as Egypt. Because Egypt is over there in Africa, right? But are we in Egypt right now?
No.
But ain't we in slavery?
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 8.
Wait, brother had a smirk on his face. Brother, can you do what the hell you want to do, brother? Then you have laws, the Jim Crow laws. Then you have, they got white privilege, though.
If a white man supposed to kill you,
He going to jail, right?
you sure
But Shema, King Shema. So, he going to jail, right? He going to jail, right? He going to get 5 to 10 years. Let you do it. What you going to get? No, he not. The man just choked the man out on a goddamn bus. On camera and got manslaughter.
not life in prison.
No, that's not first degree murder. First degree murder.
Manslaughter, bro,
Listen, bro. First degree.
manslaughter, you get 10 to 30 years.
Hold on. Listen though, the charge behind it is different. If you get first degree murder without possible parole or the death penalty, manslaughter, you can do 5 to 6 years and get out on a plea. Guaranteed. You understand? He can do 5 to 6 years and get out on a plea. Guaranteed. If you get first degree murder, what? You about to be fighting for 40, 50 years trying to get your... Look at Big Meech. He ain't even catch a murder charge. He caught conspiracy. I mean, why people catch conspiracy? They don't even go to prison. They get at home tethered and sit at home and be on surveillance and then get out. It's called white privilege. They gonna go to jail, but they're not gonna get the same judgment as you are. And Zechariah 11 and 7. You got a lot of prison. Revelation 11. No, you don't.
It's the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
We are yet this day in our captivity. Yet this day in our captivity, because what conditions are we living in?
That's what they explain. It say, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments.
Brother, do you pay bills every month? Who do you pay it to? The white man. So if you subject them to payments, that's a tribute to being a slave. You got Luke 2:1. You got, okay.
Good point too. You can't even leave the country without permission. You gotta get a passport. That just goes to show you're still in captivity.
So get Revelations 11 and verse 8, because Egypt means slavery.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 8. And it reads, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
Dead bodies lie in America.
Everybody that died life, man.
I mean, I understand that, you understand, but in the hood, on a Salakia God, on a high level, who dead bodies lie in America? Hey, it ain't too many white men, you understand, that I know that got. It ain't too many white men who get killed and get found on the roof of a house 2 weeks later. You understand? It ain't too many white men who get shot and get burnt up in the car. It ain't too many white men who body actually be laid out here. You understand? They don't lay. They sit there for a minute and get picked up. We lay. It's a difference. By laying, you sit there for time and time and time at home. You understand? No, I'm just telling you that the laying part, you say everybody do, you're going to eventually hit the ground, you understand? But it's different from hitting the ground and being lingered there and being buried and put in places where you're not supposed to be at. You understand?
Also, you'll find more of our people being hung, and that's a curse too. That the scavengers will pick your body for meat, your carcass. You know.
They got on Revelation 11:8.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
So America is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Wanna know why? You don't know what Sodom. You know what Sodom and Gomorrah is known for? That's Jude 1. And, he ain't gonna understand fornication anyway. It's going into gay, bestiality, gay stuff. So they got burned for gay. What was we doing in Egypt? We were slaves in Egypt. So this place, America, is known for what? Gay. What are they pushing right now? LGBTQP. You understand? And they known for what else? I didn't say that we was. You understand? All right, but I'm not worried about that. Right? Let's talk about us. This is plain to us. Hispanics are our people, by the way. You understand? So it says that they're going to be in Egypt, means slavery again. You understand? Read it. Read it. Get Jeremiah 22 and
lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom in Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
Where also our Lord was crucified. They crucified the image of the Lord. First Maccabees 3 and 48. I'm about to make this point for you real quick. Jeremiah 22 and 10.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 22 and verse number 10. Weep ye not for the dead, neither bemoan him, but weep sore for him that goeth away. For he shall return no more, nor see his native country.
Hey, can you name me one nationality of people, bro, who went to slavery, you understand, who's still there? Besides us. Besides us. Show me any nationality of people who went to slavery 400 years ago, 600 years ago, is still there. So they can go to slavery.
I mean, Hispanic.
They are people. They are people. Hispanics are our people, you understand?
They went to slavery.
They are people. So, right, they were slaves, right? Are they still slaves? Salaki,
Slavery is what you just explained to me, paying bills. Are they still slaves?
Yes. They still slaves, right? But do they have white privilege? They do. Get Zechariah 11 and verse 7 real quick. I'm about to cut this. Because this is the difference between a white slave and a black slave. This is the difference right here. Let me ask you this. Do they do this to their own people? On a high level, do you hear about it? Zechariah 11 verse 7.
5.
Yeah, 5.
It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Do the white man kill his own people and say I didn't do it on camera? I didn't ask you that. I said, do the white man kill his own people and say that he didn't do it on camera? Who have authority to kill, brother? Do the black man have authority to kill? Meaning, do they have the authority to be a judge over you? Yes or no? They don't, right? So the white man have the power to do it. That's an unjust balance, you understand? He have authority to shoot you down and do it and still call himself not guilty. Continue. Because they are higher authority, we are slaves. They can do that to a slave. Because the Most High set them up. They the police. The police is over everybody, ain't they?
I can go be a cop.
You can go be a cop, but you're going to be a puppet.
What makes a black cop different from a white?
Because even the chiefs and the generals are controlled by somebody else that's above them. They not just doing what they want to do. They are.
Well, everybody is doing it too, because everybody understands.
No, you understand? It's a higher rank. You understand? They will let them do what they want to do. Let you do something that they said don't do. You're gonna go to jail. You're gonna be throwing out. You're gonna be throwing out. You understand? So you can keep pleading the cause, but every which way you're gonna lose. I understand. I understand why you're doing it. I'm not saying it like it ain't, but it's just common sense. You understand? And know everything that you do, it goes against you. They can do it. They just right. And we in slavery in their country. You understand? So to go back to the point, the Lord is talking to us, right? Now, what did He call us? Did the Lord call us Black African American?
No.
What did He call us?
Whatever you describe.
29 and verse 1. 29 and verse 1. Deuteronomy 29 and verse 1. Get Jonah 1 and 9. We're about to explain it to you guys.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29, verse 1. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel. He's talking to the children of Israel, correct? Deuteronomy 11 and verse 26. It's okay. How did I know that we Israel? I just explained it to you through the curses, the identification, you understand? That's why you got to listen. You understand? Through the identification, through going to slavery on boats, right? You understand? Through killing each other, through not liking each other, through leaving our children, you understand? Plethora of other more. You understand? Prove the fact that the Lord is talking to who? But who did He call us? What did He call us?
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29, verse 1. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
So if the children of Israel will go to slavery on ships, how do we get to America? Slavery on ships. They're going to kill us. They're going to dislike each other. There's 40-some curses plus, you understand, identifying us. So that proves the fact that the Lord is talking to who? Talking to black people, right?
So, okay, what about the people in Africa that's black?
Get Revelations. People in Africa that's black? Exodus 11 and verse 7. Exodus 11 and verse 7. Get who got the Zondervan Compact Dictionary Bible? Get him. Get him and Lord willing. Lord willing. But get this from me real quick. Exodus 11 verse 7.
It's the book of Exodus chapter 11 verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doeth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
So Israel and the Egyptians are two different nations, brother. You understand? When you read about Noah, right? Noah had 3 sons. You understand? Noah had Shem, Ham, and Japheth. No. Africans are a descendant of Ham. We are a descendant of Shem. Definition of Ham.
It's the definition of Ham from the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. The youngest son of Noah.
The youngest son of Noah.
Born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races.
Dark races, but listen.
Not the Negroes.
Not the what?
Not the Negroes.
So we are the same complexion as them. But the East Indian man, he's just as dark as you. The Arabian man get dark as you. Just because we the same complexion, that doesn't mean we the same people.
Now I know it's not
Get Acts 13:1.
Look at Acts chapter 13 and verse 1. And it reads, Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers as Barnabas and Simeon that were called nigger.
So according to the scriptures, we was already called those words by words in other captivity before we got here. You understand? They just followed behind it and they put a racial slur and call it they basically made it even like more like racist and more like by putting this label on you, it's just, you understand? At the end of the day, you're not a Negro. Negro ain't even a color. It's just a label. It's just a label. We're not speaking Spanish. We speak Hebrew. Spanish is a European language. Spanish, European. Brother, they speak. Brother, they don't speak Arabic. They switch spots there.
That's 1600, 1500. Now, people that rule Spain now are European. They speak Spanish. That's where Spanish come from.
What you mean?
2,000 years ago.
Right. So therefore, the time frame will be back to that time. You understand? What the hell you holding? We got to explain it to you. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Deuteronomy 10 and 12.
No, I got some.
We're about to speed it up for you real quick though, because the Lord's talking to us. He called us the children of Israel. All right. So the children of Israel must do something in order to get out of here. Plain upon table, the children of Israel will go to slavery on ships, right? Who went to slavery on ships? So who is the Lord identifying? I know, but it's not like you're not putting it together though. After you put them together, you still wavering though.
I'm not offensive.
As he's saying it, I'm putting it.
You putting it together. So who are we?
It's Deuteronomy 10 and 12. It's saying, Now Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee?
Now, what do the Lord thy God require? What do he want? What do he desire from you to do? You understand?
But to fear the Lord thy God,
But to fear the Lord thy God,
to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord, and his commandments which I command, and his statutes which I command thee this day, for thy good.
so the Lord said he wants us to keep the commandments. You understand? You love the Lord, you love God, right? Get 1 John 5 and verse 3 real quick. Slide that back in. Whoever get it first, will do it real quick. Whoever get it first, let me know who get it first.
1 John chapter 5 and verse 3, and it reads, For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments,
So it's a way how you love God. You don't love God according to your own ability.
and his commandments are not
So
grievous.
to say that you love God, you got to keep God's commandments, all right? All right. Frenchies, you understand?
I'll do French.
All right, do you eat pork?
No,
All right. Do you eat shrimp, crab, and lobster? Get Leviticus 11 and verse 7. We're going to give you the basic commandments. Right, but we're going to get it out the scripture because the Lord said we're not supposed to eat it, and the identification that you're supposed to look for when you eat fish. So you can know what to do and what not to do.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, and verse number 7. And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud.
Pig have a clean attribute, but they don't have a digestive tract system. So whatever it eats, it keeps it. It'll have a sweat glands. It's a filthy animal. It's the garbage disposal of the earth. So you eat that, you get diabetes, gout, high blood pressure, elephant leg, all these things. Like our people running around here dying, parasites, everything else.
He is unclean to you.
Pig is unclean.
Verse number 8, of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch.
So you're not supposed to touch a pig.
They are unclean to you. These shall you eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall you eat.
So whatever we eat have to have fins and scales, brother. You understand? Now, the fins are the parts that you pull up and they be kind of scaly, kind of weird feeling. And then the scales is like the rough layer on the fish. It's like the shells on the side of it, you understand? And it has to be all the way around. Do catfish got scales? So can you eat catfish?
Well, you can, but you're not supposed to.
Would you be sinning against God if you eat catfish? So when God put you to death, did he do something to you, or did you do it to yourself?
No.
Exactly, you understand? So do shrimp got fins and scales? Shrimp got fins and scales?
No.
Do crab, lobster, calamari, oysters? Continue.
God. Verse number 10, and all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
They shall be what?
They shall be an abomination unto you.
They shall be an abomination unto you. Abomination is not a good thing, right? Get Leviticus 19 and 27. I'm going to let you go at this. I'm giving you these 2 to 3 commandments you understand. You see the Frenches, Numbers 15 and 38.
It's the book of Leviticus chapter 19 and verse. Bear with me. I don't even know where it was at.
My bad.
In verse 27, it say, ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard.
Deuteronomy 14 and 1 saying you can't bald your head. Your head not bald, you understand?
Verse 28,
And you can't mar the corners of your beard. So anything that you allow to grow on your beard, you have to let it grow. You understand? You can trim it, you can line it up, but you can't cut it.
verse 28, ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh.
Long story short, King, no tattoos. All right, brother. So if you gotta go, you gotta go. But you can take down the information from one of my brothers and they'll get you right. Somebody on the end. All right, young kings, man. What's our brother's nationality, man? What's our brother's race? African American. Speak up, man. African American goes back to what? Huh?
No, I was learning.
Egypt? You gotta talk up. Come here. Goes back to what? Goes back to Egypt. African American goes back to American Vespucci and Leo Scipio Africanus, you understand? One was a map maker, one was a Roman general, you understand? So, it was made in 1980 by Jesse Jackson, you understand? Can you be African American if it was a label put upon you? First and foremost, can you be at 3 places at one time?
No.
Brother got competition, you might as well come into the truth, man. Can you be at 3 places at one time, big bro? So can you be in Africa, South America, and North America at the same time? So can you be African American? So if you ain't African American, who are you? You yourself. Get X 7 and 26. X 17 and 26.
Book of Acts chapter 17 and verse number 26. And hath made of one blood all nations of men for to dwell on all the face of the earth.
Start from the top.
And hath made of one blood all nations of men for to dwell on all the face of the earth.
So he made one nation. I mean, he made one nation out of men. You understand? You can get it. You can get that in Deuteronomy 32 and verse 8 real quick.
It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse number 8. And it reads, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
Right, so he set the bounds of the people, you understand? So everybody you're not just a people or a person, you belong to a nation, you understand? So if I ask you what nation do you belong to, what is it? You know, you get 1 Samuel 2 and 3 for the young kings real quick. 1 Samuel 2 and 3 for the acknowledgement of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. To the Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, get Sirach 11 and verse 3 real quick. He don't care about your image of what he made you. He know he made the best people on earth, you understand? He care about something else. He care about what's up top. That's what he gonna take out.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 11, and verse 3. The bee is little among such as fly, but her fruit is among. Verse 2. Command not a man. Wisdom lifteth up the head of him that is of low degree.
So if you're a low degree, wisdom gonna lift your head up, man. Meaning you're gonna be smart. You're gonna know. You could be the most not the most unhandsome person, but if you got wisdom, oh man, it's lift your head up. Now you proud. Now you excited. Now you feel better. But if you don't have no wisdom, you came off the ugly tree, you know. Kind of gotta get some smarts.
And maketh him to sit among great men. Commend not a man for his beauty, neither abhor a man for his outward appearance.
So the Most High don't care about your outer appearance. He know he made the best people on the earth. Deuteronomy 7 and 6, you understand? Deuteronomy 14 and 2, and 1 Peter 2 and 9, you understand? But it might be 2 or something else. But he know, yeah, I had him hold me. 1 Samuel 2 and 3.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 2 and verse number 3. Talk no more so exceeding proudly. Let not arrogancy come out
Sister,
of
you
your
got a
mouth.
minute for the Bible? You read the Bible all the time, right? What does the Bible say about the so-called black people going to slavery? Huh?
I don't want to get into it.
You don't want to get into it today. So that goes to show that our people are hypocrites, man.
Don't say I'm a hypocrite.
Well, you got to read the Bible all the time, right? Don't be offended in the Lord. Get Matthew 11 and verse 16.
You're being offended right now because you called me a hypocrite.
I'm asking you to listen to the Bible. I'm asking you to listen to the Bible. Get Matthew 11 and verse 6. Our people are foolish.
Sit back.
Matthew 11 and verse
Let's go.
16. I don't know you from Mechanic Bank. You offended the Lord because the Lord called you a hypocrite.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 16.
Put on some clothes. Put your ass up, man. That's disrespectful to the Lord, man. Disrespectful to the Lord, man. Disrespectful to the Lord, man. Goddamn whores out here, man.
Right.
And don't want to take the rebuke, man.
Right.
If you don't repent, you're going to be destroyed, man.
That's right.
Matthew 11 verse 6.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 6. And blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me.
If you being a hypocrite, you being a hypocrite, man. We not up here to care about your feelings. We're going to say it, man. I read the Bible every day. What happened to the people on the slave ships? Well, I don't know. Well, you don't read the Bible. You don't know the Bible, man. Humble down, man. Our women are the most pridefulest beings on the earth, man. But the most dumbest, man. How are you prideful and dumb? Let the scripture just say don't do that. Come on now, humble down, man, and just listen to the words of the Lord, man. Stop pulling away the fish, man. You goddamn devil, man.
Right.
Get Mark 4 and 14, man. Let me stop my lesson. Get Sirach 41 and verse 3, man. If we're gonna come out here, and we're gonna do it week in and week out with no fear, man, ready to throw hands and ready to get persecuted for the name of the Lord, man. In righteousness, man. Being patient, being humble, cutting you, man, and you can't acknowledge it. And you get prideful, and you get arrogant, man. Hey, man, that's the spirit coming out of you of Satan and not of God, but you know not his word, man. 41.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 41, and verse 1. O death, how bitter is the remembrance of thee.
Oh, death. It's going to be bitter when death come upon you. It is bitter to me that when death come upon me again. Hey, the first time it was kind of cool. I wouldn't expect it coming, you understand? But I don't want it to come again. Beam me up, Lord. Please do.
O death, how bitter is the remembrance. O death, how bitter is the remembrance of thee to a man that liveth at rest in his possession.
And our people at rest here, man. Micah 2 and 10. When death come, oh man, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be terrible. You might just got everything together in your life. Then Jacob Trouble hit off. Boom, you in the world, you just start getting money, you start getting love, you start getting care from everybody, then boom, the Most High dropped everything you had going on, man. Oh, it is a very bitter thing, man. Now you're gonna wish you could have put them pants on. Salakia. Now you're gonna wish you could have put some goddamn clothes on, man, a dress on, man. And as a man, now you could have wished you would have put your goddamn pants on and girded up your loins, man. Because when your life flashes before your eyes, man, oh, that's a terrible sight, man.
Nope.
It's like a start in time. O death, how bitter is the remembrance of thee to a man that liveth at rest in his possessions, unto the man that hath nothing to vex him, and that hath prosperity in all things. Yea, unto him that is yet able to receive me. O death, acceptable is thy sentence unto the needy, and unto him whose strength faileth, that is now in the last age, and is vexed with all things, and to him that despaireth and have lost patience. Fear not the sentences of death.
We don't fear the sentence of death up here, man. We don't fear a man killing us, man. Why, man? Because you're a man. What the hell you holding? You can drop that. Get Matthew 10 and 28.
Fear not the sentence of death, remember them that have been before thee.
Remember them that have been before thee, man. Did not the Lord say in Sirach 2:10, and Job 4:6, and Psalms 37 and verse 23 to 25? Don't worry about being put to death. The Lord have you. You gonna make sure you're good, man.
And that come after. For this is the sentence of the Lord.
This is the sentence of the Lord. Since Adam went off in transgression, we have to die, man. We come out here knowing that our lives get put on the line, man. Knowing that somebody's going to be offended. Knowing that somebody is going to get weak and get Satan on them, man. Amen. And do what's the will of the Heavenly Father. What the Lord say, man. Damn, I forgot that precept. Get that. It says, you cannot do unto me unless the Heavenly Father granted. I forgot. I got it in my arsenal.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse number 28. And fear not them which kill the body.
So we come out here in the spirit of Ezekiel, man. And we don't fear nobody that can kill us, man. We don't care about that temporary pain, man.
Fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
And do what?
But are not able to kill the soul.
You can't kill all my good works, man. All my charity that I'm not bragging on, all my brotherly love, all the blood I cleanse off my hands, every time I praise the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, right. And you can't kill my memory, man. The Most High have my works in memory, man. Like how he said to in Tobit 14 and 12 and verse 10, man. And how he did to Cornelius. He said your sins have been brought to my remembrance, man. You can't kill that, man.
God. Reading on. It says, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
And he'll destroy your soul and all your remembrance, man. The Lord will forget you, man. Get Sirach 5 and verse 2. Get First Maccabees. No, get Sirach 7 and 4 and 28. Sirach 4 and 28. Hold that.
It's the book of Sirach. Set you a fire, right?
5 verse 2.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 2. Follow not thy own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart.
And that's what our people do, man. They follow their own mind. Come listen to the Bible. Oh, the white man wrote the Bible. King James wrote the Bible. Who's not a white man? Oh, that's not... What? The white man wrote the Bible? And then you get confounded and you get arrogant and you want to ask another question. Humble down to the first point that the white man didn't write the Bible. Listen to what the Lord got to say, man. Listen to the prophets, man. Instead of thinking that you can humble down to your own understanding, man, you're a fool. Destroyed for lack of knowledge. Continue.
Verse 3. And it reads, and say not, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride.
The Lord's going to revenge your pride with death, man.
Say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me? For the Lord is long-suffering, he will in no wise let thee go.
And that's the reason why we got to be long-suffering with our people, man. I wasn't even trying to be prideful or arrogant with the brother, you know what I'm saying? He said, let my wife talk. According to God, she's supposed to shut the hell up if you really want to know. But I'm still letting her talk, you understand why? I'm trying to hear her point. And then I cut her that the white man didn't write the Bible. Oh, I got another point. Oh, shut up. You understand? And listen to the point that I'm about to bring out, you understand? We don't deal with that up here, you vain babbler. The Lord said, close your mouth, man. Continue, God.
Verse 5. Concerning propitiation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin.
And our people not fearful to add sin unto sin. They don't want to listen to God, then they rebel. 1 Samuel 15 and 23. First you don't want to listen to God, then the prophets get sent out here, then you rebel to what they got to say. How does that make sense? Where are you going to get some understanding from? You went to the white man's school and the white man education system and think you're going to know what the black Bible say. What? Slow down, man.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 4 and verse number 28. Strive for the truth unto death.
And the truth is Psalms 119 and 142, the law, statutes, and commandments. We're going to strive to the truth unto death. Give 2 Maccabees chapter 7 and verse 2.
Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee.
And the Lord shall fight for thee, man. The Lord is not going to let you fall into no type of folly or rudeness or distraction or any type of madness, man. You can get that in Matthew 18. And stick right there for me real quick.
It's the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 2. But one of them that spake first said thus, what wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers.
And our forefathers, we got to move in the spirit of our forefathers, man. Right. Didn't the Lord say, Deuteronomy 32 and verse 7, to look at the our fathers in the past and learn what they did, man? Oh. We got to move like that. We got to be ready to die than to transgress the laws, statutes, and commandments of our God, man. Because this world ain't going to teach us nothing but to transgress the commandments of our God, man. To do wrong. To do follyful, man. Jump down. I got it. Matthew 18 and jump to 11. Sorry, 11.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 18, and verse number 11.
Go.
For the Son of Man is come to save that which was lost.
Jesus coming to save to that which is lost. Continue.
Verse number 12. How think ye, if a man having 100 sheep, and one of them be going astray, doth he not leave the 99 and goeth into the mountains, and seeketh that which is going astray? And if so, be that he find it, verily I say unto you, he rejoiceth more of that sheep than of the 99 which went not astray. Even so, it is not the will of your Father which is in heaven that one of these little ones should perish. Verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between.
So even in the ones that die, the people that's in this truth right now, the Lord's going to require every sheep of his, man. He's not going to lose not one, man. What's your name, brother?
Ron.
Ron. Where you from, Ron? All right, I was going to ask you what your mind look like. So what's your nationality, your race, your bloodline, kid?
He just told me clearly I'm not African American.
Come up a little bit. And what do you think you are? Honestly, in your own understanding, what do you think you are?
I don't understand that. It was African American until about 30 seconds ago.
All right. How you know you're not African American? How do you know? What's it?
How do I know I'm not?
I'm gonna dissect you real quick, but I'm about to have to get off in a minute. Can you be at 3 places at one time?
Okay.
So can you be African, South America, and North America at the same time?
Then 30 seconds ago? Nah.
How did that make sense to you from the beginning? Most people who, even in his life, I knew I wasn't African American. Even when I was a little boy, I'm not African American. I don't look like them African booty scratchers. You watch boys in the hood? The African booty scratcher. My daddy is. You know what I'm saying? So I knew I wasn't African. You understand? Or black, because I'm brown. Both of our skin complexion. You a dark brown, I'm a light brown. Different shades, you understand? Nobody on this earth is black. So if you're not African American, what are you? Jeremiah 17 verse 4. If you're not African American, what are you? It's all right, brother. This for you, brother. This for you, Kings. That's Ezekiel 33 and 24. The Lord is coming for the men of his pasture, you understand? And then everything else will get in order. Once they see that you're serious, they gonna get in order anyway. They ain't got no choice. What I had, brother, hold
It's the book of Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
So if you ask any other person on this earth what their nationality is, you ask the white people, they're gonna say they're European, Irish. They're gonna say they anything, you understand? But if you ask the so-called black men who they are, what they gonna say? And then go to Africa. Who call themselves Africa? Nobody call themselves Africa. They call themselves Ethiopian, Symbolian, Egyptian. They call themselves all those names of that country. They don't even call themselves Africa. So you calling yourself behind something that they don't even call themselves. African American, American Vespucci, Leo Sierra Africanus. Those are two white men who walked the face of the earth. One was an Italian map maker, one was a Roman general. You understand? So, do you have two white fathers? I'm gonna speed it up for you real quick. The Lord said that we're gonna discontinue from our heritage. We're not gonna know who we are no more, you understand? 28 and 15. I can get other precepts, but I like these. I read that Leviticus 26.
God. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse number 15.
No.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day.
This day, not tomorrow, not the week before today. He's still commanding this day because the Lord don't change. Malachi 3 and 6.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So the Lord said if the children of Israel will break his commandments, curses are going to fall upon them and overtake them. Now we're going to ask you something real quick. Bring out this. Did the children of Israel ever keep God's commandments? As soon as he gave them the commandments, Deuteronomy 9 and verse 9, they instantly made the number one sin that he said don't do.
He said 19, right?
1 and 19.
This the book, he said, but this the book of Baruch, chapter 1 and verse 19. And it reads, since the day that the Lord brought our fathers, it's like your forefathers, out of the land of Egypt, unto this present day, we have been disobedient unto the Lord our God.
To this present day, man. People don't want to hear what the Bible got to say. They want to hear what makes them feel good. They want to hear okay, I can do what I want to do. I can live life. Oh, okay. And then they keep getting killed, keep getting put to death, keep coming up with diseases, keep coming down with everything that the Lord said don't do. Because they want to live a way that they want to live, you understand? Brothers been prospering since they've been keeping the commandments, you understand? What group of black men have you met that actually take care of their children 100, 200, 3,000, 4,000 deep strong, man? Shout out to IUIC in all nations, man. In all caps.
Right.
No, nothing else have put structure in the so-called black man community than the Israelites.
Bring it out.
So that goes to show you, you understand, this is identifying a stronger reputation and representation to like in America for us, you understand.
Right.
Jump down to 54. What the hell you hold? You can drop that. Get Isaiah 42 and verse 22.
God. Verse number 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
You got an evil eye toward their brother. You my brother. We don't come out the same woman, but my seed needs your seed line. I always make this point. In order for us to procreate, if I have a daughter, you have a son. But if you die, I have an evil eye to you, you don't have your son, then my daughter don't have a mate. They perfect mate, but you dead and then she gone. You understand? So we need each other to keep procreating, you understand, to keep becoming a nation.
His eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
GDBD, elect King Vice Lords, Buzz and Crips, you understand? MS 13.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
And he gonna have an evil eye towards his own woman now. Who got the highest domestic violence in the country? Who popped the women and leave them? And then who beat them? Papa was a Rolling Stone. Ike and Tina. Who put this stuff everywhere? You understand? This stuff it happens in the white man community. You understand? It happens, but it's not beautified. You understand? It's not something that they would let their children see. I grew up around that. You understand? I don't even put it in my parents' face because I understand they was learning, but it goes to show that everything that I grew up seeing, how to identify with the Bible the whole time. And I'm telling myself as a kid, this got something to do with God. This ain't normal. My people ain't getting shot and killed like this, and we just dying in poverty, almost 6 and 7 miles. I'm like, this ain't normal. Why is all the houses gone? Where the hell is we gonna live at?
And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Now, if you leave your children, you got an evil eye towards your children, right? Who leaves their children the most? Who gonna take care of Bethany's children? Who gonna take care of a whole different woman's children? And who died? And who get put in prison? Identifying who? Identifying who, my brother? Identifying us. You understand regardless. 28 and 24, Isaiah 44 and 22.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses.
Brother, who hid in prison houses, brother? Black people, you understand? Who snared in holes, who majority dead, who out of drive and 7 Mile filled up with, you understand? Who Woodward and 8 Mile filled up with. Why we got the most funeral homes in the neighborhood? It's a funeral home on 7 Mile and Mile. It's a funeral home in the middle of 7 Mile and Mile. It's a funeral home on the other side of 7 Mile and Mile. I'd have been in those funeral homes my whole life. You ask my brother, we'd have been in that back and forth. I almost been in there myself. You understand?
That was it on 54.
Jump down to 68. Get Judith, matter of fact, you can be out at 5 and 11. Judith 5 and 11, get Deuteronomy 68. Yep. 28 to 68. You can leave after this, but let me just identify who you are, and then everything goes up to the Lord. I planted the seed.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Egypt means what? What were the Hebrews doing in Egypt?
Yeah, tell me, I don't know that.
I'm going to tell you what they was doing in Egypt. I'm just asking you to see if you acknowledge yourself.
It's the book of Judith, chapter 5 and verse 11. Therefore the king of Egypt rose up against them and dealt subtly with them and brought them low with laboring and brick and made them slaves.
So when you go into the word Egypt, means Mizraim, between the rock and the hard place, you understand? It means slavery, captivity, servitude, bondage. So when he says he's going to bring you to Egypt again, he means he's going to bring you into that same condition again. You understand? But this time, what he going to do with it?
It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With ships. You understand? How do we get into America? The Lord's identifying who? Us again. Nail in the coffin. Nobody else ever been through this besides us. And if you say that, I got other actual factual crits.
It said, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
You will never see it no more again.
and there ye shall be sold into your enemies.
We were sold to the so-called white man, our enemies, you understand?
For bondmen and bondwomen,
Slave men and slave women.
and no man shall buy you.
And that buy you word in Hebrew is going to redeem. We got laws so I can redeem you out of slavery, you understand? So that's identifying us, right? What did the Lord call us? What did the Lord call us? What is our nationality? Get Deuteronomy 11 and 26. And get Deuteronomy 29 and 1.
All right. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29 and verse 1. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord Yahweh commanded Moses to make with the children of
He
Israel.
commanded these curses and blessings to be upon the children of Israel. Identifying us, right? So who must we be? The children of Israel, correct? Wrong or right? You understand? I need to hear it from the horse's mouth. Who are we, according to what God said? Because God said, call every man a liar and him true.
He didn't say that.
So who are we, according to God?
What's the children of Israel?
We the children of Israel, right? So, you being the children of Israel, we got the bad end of the stick. How do you get the good end of the stick?
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11, verse 26. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse.
A blessing and a curse. We received the curses already, and we ain't done. How do we get the blessings? How do you receive good tidings from the Lord? How do you do it? Do you know? I need to. It's a dialogue, a debate. Proverbs 25 and 9. Well, I can't debate. You got to debate.
I mean, son, you educating right now.
All right.
27. A blessing if ye obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you this day, and a curse if you will not obey the commandments of the Lord your God.
And our people are living lavish in this country. Living somewhat lavish, they think they are, you understand? And they enjoying the curses. But when death comes upon them, they're not going to get the blessings, you understand? So, don't you want the blessings? Or do you do you want to keep living in this life that you think we blessed?
Of course you want the blessing.
You want the full blessing? Do you want the half a blessing? Because you can get blessed, Satan can bless you. You know that? Read Luke 4, Matthew 4. You're blessing them right now. They walk around doing whatever the hell they want to do. They got a couple dollars in their pocket, you understand? Not knowing what seeing life at the door. And if you do it, he's going to rule over you. You understand? That's Genesis 3. So like Genesis 4. So, what do you choose? Do you choose life or death?
Of course you choose life.
You're going to choose life, right? So we're going to get you a few commandments, right? Deuteronomy 10 and 12.
God, I got it. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12. And now Israel.
And now who?
And now Israel.
Brother, who Israel?
That's right, King. And now Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God.
You gotta fear the Lord, because if you fear something, you're not gonna disobey it. You understand? That's the only thing that controls what you eat, whether you live, whether you die, whether you take care of your family, whether you don't. So, hey, I need that.
But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
For thy good, you understand? So we're going to give you a few commandments, you understand? We're going to see whether you're willing to repent from these commandments, because this is sin, you understand? If you're doing these things that the Lord said don't do, you're in sin. Ultimately, the whole book, but he got some statements, and he got actual commandments throughout the whole book, you understand?
Right.
What you about to get?
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14 and verse 8. And the swine.
And the what?
And the swine.
What is the swine? I like how brothers ain't even let me get my precept, huh?
Pork, right?
Pork.
Because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud, it is unclean unto you.
Playing upon tables, they got a clean attribute. The feet, just like a horse. I mean, just like a deer, or like a cow. You understand? Got a clean foot. You gotta show you it, for example. But it don't digest its food properly, and it don't have the sweat glands. So when you eat a pig and eat anything, what do you eat? What are you eating? Pig eat a dead body, eat poop, eat feces, eat anything, you understand? So when you eat that pig and it don't digest it, it's in its body, you eat it, you become a pig.
Verse 9. These ye shall eat of all that are in the waters. All that have fins and scales shall ye eat.
All that have fins and scales shall you eat. So if it don't have fins and scales, the scales is the rough skin, and the scales is the you understand, like the little thing that they use to flap around with, you understand? Roughly paraphrasing, just the details that I got in my mind. So you eat shrimp, crab, and lobsters. So God says you can't do that. You You understand? Get Proverbs 28 and 13. So you know when God said you can't do something, if you say you repent for it, you're sorry, you have to show repentance, you understand? You can't just say, oh, I'm not going to do it no more, and then go back and do it. You understand?
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 28 and verse 13. He that covereth his sins shall not prosper.
If you cover your sin, you're not going to prosper. Meaning you're not putting it out, you're not confessing it unto God, and you think you can kind of hide it from Him. You understand? You can't hide anything from God.
He that covereth his sins shall not prosper, but whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall have mercy.
But he that confesseth them and forsake them shall have mercy. So if you confess your sins and forsake them, are you willing to forsake pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster for the Lord?
Yeah, I already don't mess with pork as it is.
All right, what about shrimp, crab, and lobster?
I just had that yesterday.
All right, you had it yesterday, but what about today?
God, that's right.
You willing to let it go today and tomorrow? And the rest of the days of your life?
We baby step into it,
Yeah, of course you're going to baby step into it, but you got to be willing to even consider it in your mind and your conscience before you do it, because your mind is... Get Proverbs 23 and 7.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 23 and verse 7. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he.
I think I'm a God on earth. I ain't going to say it to many people. I think I'm him. It's in my heart. So am I, you understand? So can't nobody tell me that I'm not going to get what the Lord going to say he has a good pleasure to give it to me, you understand? So, therefore, if I think like that, can you think that you're going to let go pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster? And then the Lord is going to make it manifest. All right, brother, you're Israelite, brother. You know you got to keep the commandments, you understand? We're going to bring it on next. Next. I still got like 8 precepts.